Hey guys, welcome back to Maxplained to Dawn of War Unification. In the guide video of today I have more updates for you, so this is not going to be a single faction guide, it's going to be an update video for Necrons, Salamanders and Tyranids. What did they got new from versions 5.9 to version 6.9. So we will jump into the first save game of the Necrons momentarily, and as usual I have after every faction save game explanation a replay for you. So let's jump into the first one. And here we are in the save game for the Necrons, where you see some of the new units and also some of the adjusted units. We start off with the new units, of course, and there for the most part are 3 new dynasties in the pyramid. You can choose 3 new, which are at the bottom here, which gives you a new commander variants that are replacements of your Necron Lord, and also honor guards. You could think of them for the leader in turn. The first one is Unrakir the Traveler. He is a commander good in melee for the most part, has abilities like the Tachyon arrow, which is the same arrow that Xun Bakir already has, so it does a lot of damage against single targets. Has superior phase shift. Shifting also alters the flow of him, doubles his physical traits, movement and speed. So he gets HP generation, walks faster and stuff, which normally it does not. But it does not phase shift allies, which normal phase shift the Necron Lord does. The last one is the Mind of the Machine. He's able to temporarily take control of an enemy vehicle. So this is targeted to enemy vehicle and whatnot. Okay, and he can teleport. He can also summon the Burning One. We will summon them momentarily. His honor guards are the Fyrian Eternals, which are like immortals but better, and they have blue weapons. They can also summon back, which I don't know if it's a bug or if it's okay like that. If you attach the leader, only the leaders can teleport with their honor guard attached, but here it gets overwritten by the back teleporting of the Eternals, but it will allow the commander to also teleport to a building wherever on the map, so you can call it a feature. So he has a different teleport when attached or when not attached. Lastly, he can summon the Burning One instead of the Void Dragon. The Burning One is a ranged attacking guy which shoots like fireballs out of his hand and does some AoE damage around it. Also has probably detection. Most of these big units have detection. Each side of Papyrus slows the target's movement and lowers its health. So it's oh, I'm missing the wrong description. Here, the Burning One. Reveals in setting flames, simple, whatever. Returns. Yeah, so it basically is a ranged attacking guy which can also teleport and has a big flaming aura around him. So you want to micro him into melee for the most part, as the AoE damage is quite good. Yes. Now we will jump over to the next. No, this is the enemy. Give me a second. Here we have it. The next leader you can get is Galmark the Moonkiller. The names are really nice as well. He has like 4 melee weapons, so he's a melee beast against infantry, infantry and commanders. He has Mass Resurrection, which is just Mass Resurrection, and he can summon a sentry pylon for only 100 power, which is nice. This is more or less similar to the pylons you can get in survival and campaign. So nice, you can only have one. If you summon another one, the first one gets destroyed. He can teleport, and this time with his squad, because the squad are veteran pariahs. These are basically pariahs but better. Share the maximum health and movement speed debuff, the permanent you could say, as long as the model is alive. And you can see here, you cannot, he cannot teleport with them. Okay. Maybe I'm telling complete lies. He cannot teleport with them. Maybe it would be too good on the pariahs. And he can summon one god as well, which is the Crimson God. which looks really awesome if you ask me. Basically a melee focus guy, and the morale is drained around him because he looks so ugly. So threatening. He's not ugly. Look at this guy, blood everywhere. Jesus. Destabilizes local gravitation forces, structuring enemy teleporting and jump. So units around him cannot teleport or jump, which is also nice sometimes, so that flyers, how should I say, teleporting and jumping troops cannot get away from him, so they are stuck fighting him and losing their morale as well. So lastly, we need this guy. This guy is Silpek the Celestial. Just look at him go. You get a freaking, what is it called? Annihilation barge, basically. More or less for free, you could say. Early, of course. You can build a pyramid in tier 2.5 and put your Necron Lord you built for 150 requisition earlier. He gets more pricey along the way, but for 150 in the beginning, and then you can get it a Silpek the Celestial for the cost of the pyramid, which is 300 power, so you kind of have to pay for it, but you get this awesome guy who is as an annihilation barge, is really slow, has good attack range and can jump, and can summon also the obelisk. But before we summon the obelisk, you will see the Canoptek Tombstalker. Just look at him. Yeah, he's pretty good in melee and ranged. I would put him into melee. Is really fast, but or rather fast, at least for Necron. Sometimes had issues, I think, to get in melee. And what's interesting about him, if you lose him, it is similar to how a Tomb Spider is dead if you rebuild him. You need to wait a second. He will get reanimated at its place. So this is an interesting little mechanic. Lastly, we will summon the obelisk, which is basically a Necron monolith, but smaller. Has weapons all around it as well. Can teleport and can also summon. If you get some flayed ones, you can put them actually inside him to teleport him. So it has the similar abilities like the monolith in that way. He basically a monolith that cannot produce and has less health. But I mean, you can summon it for 1,000 requisition to have another obelisk. So yeah, you can summon them in again. Okay. Now we will jump to the units that are not new but adjusted. We will start with the Locust Destroyer Lord, which can have now an upgrade to get better in general combat. More in Vanilla, it's more a utility unit that can stun and take over enemy vehicles, but damage-wise and everything, he is not the greatest. He can get a quote-unquote war gear upgrade where he gets some phylactery and better stuff. You can see it. This one has this little cool knives on the round. This is one without the upgrade. This is just the stuff. Funny enough, the Stuff of Light it is called, I think. So it's the same as the Necron Lord uses and also has the same stats as the Necron Lord stuff. So just for you to know, if he gets replacement stuff now that has better damage in ranged and melee. Speaking of adjustments, we have some balance adjustments. So I have the main adjustments all in this spot. Death marks are now limited to 2 and have their damage general reduced. There are now a more support orientated unit that mark enemy targets for other Necron units to kill, basically. The Tomb Blade, which is good against more or less everything, is now more fragile. It was always vehicle low, so it generally takes damage also against general anti-infantry weapons because it's only a low vehicle armor type. And yeah, had an ability which makes it even states it, but has with its evasion engrams, it has the chance to completely dodge enemy range attacks. The chance has been reduced for that. It was like 25%, it's now 15 or something in this direction. So it dies faster now, which is good. Necron warriors had or still have these Ghost Reaper cannons. Ghost Reapers, I'm not sure if they got increased in cost, but the knockback got a little tuned down as well as the damage, I think, overall. So they are still good, but not a no-brainer as they were before. And lastly, the overcharge here for the pylons. You can see I have now plus 19 and now goes up to 24. It's now 4.5 power per second bonus you get for the same HP you lost. So it's basically cut in half the bonus you get without touching the health loss. I myself still think it needs to be tech hidden a bit, so but it's way better than before. You can still party up your generators to get more power for a short amount of time, but the power you get is a lot lower as well. Yeah, for the same, how should I say, for the same risk you take. So this got adjusted in that sense as well. So this is basically all the things I wanted to say for Necrons. So we will now jump into a game I have played as Necrons. My Necron gameplay isn't the best, so just be warned in advance. And here we are on the replay where I play as Necrons versus Ica playing Black Templars on Meeting of Minds. Going into this matchup as Necrons, I thought, yeah, Black Templars are very slow, so I have time to build up my economy and do not rush need to rush a turret or anything. So yeah, so a little greedy start for me here. Of course we will focus on my side of things as is the Necron guide part section. So yeah, I go for all Builder Scarabs build order, which is more or less standard, and will get a Gauss turret in this position. Very nice position on this map. Maybe you can put it a little more back, but this covers this point here and also the entrance here. So we have really only one entrance, and that is really narrow and also protected by another strategic point. This helps you to get a strategic point here and maybe even your relic. So yeah, you have at least 1, 2, 3, 4 points now. So this is a very good position for Necrons. Meeting of Minds in general is a very balanced map from Necrons. Necrons normally do not like maps with a lot of strategic points, as they cannot make use of them. They can only build their generators in the back, so they like maps with lesser amount of strategic points. But in Meeting of Minds you have also 2 select deposits making up for it. So in tier 2 you want to get one of the select deposits to make up for the fact that Necrons cannot use the strategic points for economy. Yeah, going to Necron warriors behind after getting my Builder Scarabs up, and then I have queued up the Necron Lord. For now I built 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th and this is the 6th generator. Normally you can say on 5 and then get the summoning core. This would be more, let's say, standard, so you have something to defend with. But as I said, I am really comfortable here going up against BA, that they will not pressure me early, because BA has quite a slow start as well. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Now I'm getting the summoning core after my 6th generator, so normally I guess you want to have it after your 5th. I actually will make a little note here. I've been into summoning core for my build orders. I will go through my build orders probably again to see if I have done it that way or haven't. Here I see the Castellan. The first sign of aggression from the enemy. Castellan has superb ranged damage, as you can see here. Gladly I got a reinforcement in already, and he will probably kill 1 model. Yeah, so I can 2. I need to reinforce them, and I will. Now I have the Necron warriors here that cannot get the Ghost Reaper sets, as my summoning core is not finished. I can also, I need to sneeze. Excuse me. Cannot get anything like flayed ones or anything. So I'm for now sticking here. These were 3 squads afterwards, so I can try to use them. I got a little cold again, as you can hear, so the winter is Nurgle time for me. I hope I don't need to sneeze again, but it's probably is bound to happen here. Having some Crusader squads in range stance, dealing actually quite a good amount of damage, but I will reinforce, get my Necron Lord over here to defend the Scarabs and continue getting this strategic point, the relic even. Oh, I need to drink, sorry. professional caster and guide producer here, drinking and sneezing while recording. I tell you what, I could postpone these guides and anything, but I want to record, I want to give you the content, so take that. I'm now getting tier 2. I stopped after my 6th generator, getting tier 2. You can add another generator if you want, but I think I try to reinforce my Necron Warriors, getting some Ghost Reapers to get rid of these Command Squad and Crusader Squads. My Necron Lord will jump in here momentarily. I have, or will upgrade this point. I'm fighting in the vicinity of my turret is always what you want. Normally you would probably want to have a flayed one as well in here, but I decided to go for a quick tech up. I didn't even have upgraded Necron Warriors here. They just have their Ghost Reapers and standing here. Necron Lord taking million amounts of damage. This single saves him for the moment, but he dies again. So, but this squad had their, what is it called, Righteous Fury, Righteous Seal activated. Righteous Fury is Imperial Guard. So I'm tier 2 now. I'm getting the heavy ghost cannon and will probably get eco upgrade, which you should. And the Necron Warriors need to go away and not fight this command squad in range, which also indicates with the veteran here on the way that Black Templars are tier 2 now as well. I'm adding now the 3rd Necron Warrior because it's free, you know, and yeah, getting some units around. Captured this point in the middle. I get attacked by these Crusaders here, and yeah, I'm waiting for them to come a little in and get a shot from this monolith. Boom! On this obelisk, that is. Now move in. My 3rd Necron Warrior is on the way as well. Do I got my... No, I immediately go for the Greater Summoning Core because I want to do stuff, I guess. Having now my 3rd Necron Warrior squad out, they still do not have upgrades. I do not have the economy for that yet. So I'm just content to stay here using my Ghost Reapers here, my shotguns you could say, getting around the map with these scarabs to annoy him. There's even Chaplain on the way, I see that, and Chaplain for Black Templar is no joke. They are good in melee overall, but the Chaplain is, a normal Chaplain even is good in melee. Now seeing be a Black Templar Chaplain should always make you worry. I finished, actually, I started and finished the Plasma Generator. I wondered where my power was going. This is what I did, with what I told you to keep in mind that you want to do it. Now I have a really good economy. I even get the economy upgrade now here as well to further increase that. Get my Necron Lord back up. He is more expensive in tier 2, but always nice to have, especially if I plan to go for the pyramid, so you want to have him. I have the Greater Summoning Core, so I should now get a model or 2 to get with the Tesla carbines, but I decide to go for the Necron Warrior upgrade first, for which I would not need a Greater Summoning Core. So if you go for the Greater Summoning Core, you would want to do something immediately with it and not get it and don't do anything as I do here. Misplay on my part. Try to get this keycap because I thought I will move on here, but yeah, I get completely obliterated by this squad. What I do get now are Death Mark. Sorry again. Death Marks are here to increase the damage of my Necron Warriors with their first upgrade. Do I lost one? Yeah, I lost one Necron Warrior, replacing it right now. Still fighting, or again fighting in the range of my Ghost Turret, which is always nice. The Ghost Turrets are completely units, you could say, in a good way. I probably will get my second Death Mark now, and having again 3 Necron Warriors that are now supported by Death Marks is enough for now to fend off the BT attack. So I'm aiming for the good old Necron infantry death bore. So only thing missing, that let's say my dream composition for it is like 3 Necron Warriors, 2 2 death marks and 2 immortals. This is what I would call the dream composition for an infantry death ball. You have some bulk in these Necron warriors. These Necron warriors are more bulky than your death marks and immortals. They have also shorter range, so they will stick naturally before them. And on the back you have death marks marking your opponents, and you have immortals with Tesla carbines, which will also do really good damage against infantry and vehicles alike. So these are your go-to damage dealing units as well. So I'm losing quite a lot of Necron warriors. I will rebuild them. If you have lost a lot of them, they will get rebuilt faster. So I'm floating quite a lot of resources here now. What is my plan? Do I get a pyramid now? Yes, I will. Pyramid will allow my Necron Lord to transform to one of the leaders if need be, and the need is there. I saved my death marks with their moving out ability or whatever you want to call it, and now I'm producing 3 Necron warriors just to buy time here. Having the death mark in this defensive position behind the ghost turret is really good. I think what the BT player should have done is go for my plasma generators. There's nothing really defending it right now, apart from a few death marks. So at least these 2 he could have killed. They aren't really they do not have the greatest of health. So now I get my immortals out. Finally, long overdue. 2 Necron warriors only, but yeah, I need these immortals, and I also get now my pyramid up. I will get the last. What is it called? The last dynasty, the Neferek dynasty. So I get the good old guy on his floaty chair, you could say. Get the second squad of immortals, got the second Necron warrior upgrade, and probably will get my third Necron warrior thing again. And here it is. Now it is go time with this front line here. You see that it has also like this passive shield, absorbing some damage and whatnot, so really nice to have. So I killed the standard bearer, so now I have a Thunderhawk pickup here starting on, but you see I even damaged this Thunderhawk quite a bit on his way up again. So I have now my dream composition, adding a Necron warrior squad as well. So I have now the infantry death ball up. I have the the Pariah, no, what are they called? Parian, whatever. This big guy on the chair. Siltech, the Celestial, and Siltech is really nice. I will get probably his little pet as well, the Tombstalker. So you have an old man on a chair with guns and his little pet as well. So really nice. Now I see some melter bombs and rocket launchers, so I need to help this guy out. He has vehicle armor, so he will need to jump away, which he gladly can. And now I will use all my resources properly to take up and reinforce my infantry. I will also get the upgrades probably for the thingy, the Necrodermitis, whatever it's called, like the increased chance to revival and whatnot. So here we have the thingy, his little pet, his little caterpillar pet, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, this big guy on his tomb plate. I see some, I actually haven't seen it, the land speeders. He's about to kill my thermoplasma generator, but I think I just move out to get another one. And yeah, I don't think Black Templar have a great answer for vehicles, but having like 2 vehicles here is also even better. Am I getting? Yeah, I'm getting tier 3 now. So this is probably the nail in the coffin. I don't see him holding it. I have the complete death ball assembled here, have backup vehicles or even more or less frontline vehicles. You see here jumping in again another Thunderhawk pickup because I killed another standard bearer here, or flag bearer, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this is pretty much it. The rest for me is more or less clean up here, unless the BT player is forcing has something really big to turn up here. I also now start to get tomb blades. I was late on this part. The tomb blades always is a nice way to help you out. They are fast, they can jump over terrain like this, so I will use this to finish off the BT here. And yeah, I probably will finish now this replay here. You can see if you hold on long enough, you still get, as it was in vanilla as well, your Necron death push in the end. It's like holding on, tier 1, early tier 2, and then tier 2.5 in Unification you just go ham. That is if you have some critical mass. If you have some critical mass and can sustain it, you're just pushing through. That being said, I can more or less, I could disengage at any time. I could teleport my infantry back, I could jump my vehicles back for the most part. The only thing I could not jump with would be this Tomb Stalker here, but the Tomb Stalker is pretty fast and as a vehicle, so will pass through infantry just fine. Okay, with this replay we will now jump to the second faction focus, and this is all about the Salamanders. And here we are in the Salamander overview. So they do not have any new units per se, they have only quote-unquote adjustments. The more obvious adjustments are that the Thunderfire Cannon has now a very limited vision range that I cannot show here because I have dev mode on, and the damage I think got reduced a bit. The reload time still is really high as well, so you need something to spot for it now. The general damage for Primaris Aggressors got reduced by quite a bit. They are still doing quite a lot of damage, but they are expensive and tier 3, so kind of, how should I say, justified for that. And lastly, there were one most OP unit for Salamanders was the Razorback with the twin-linked Heavy Flamer that got adjusted right away in 6.9, but nobody realized that next to the twin-linked Heavy Flamer there's an assault cannon here that was also, for the lack of a better word, broken. It has, no, it's not broken, it was imbalanced. It had way too high damage against all unit types. Excuse me, this got adjusted in the patch to 6.9.25 I think, or 2. Don't remember actually, but it got reduced in damage as well. So now I have a Razorback with okay-ish damage. Don't, how should I say, the assault cannon still does good damage, but the price, look at the price, 70 requisition, 40 power for the already price you pay for the Razorback is quite the high price. The Razorback itself is limited to 3, so it is justified if you ask me. But nobody asks me. And lastly, one of the more cool adjustments is the grenades. The Doomfire grenades here were in the previous version always available from your HQ, from your barracks, but couldn't be used by normal squads, only by the squad leader. So you could research it in tier 1 but couldn't use it until tier 2. Now you could say, yeah, make it just normal grenades. What made it special, this research, that you need for these grenades, you do not need the armory, the forge. Normally you want the forge because, yeah, most of the cool units are in the forge, but you can go a forgeless opener for grenades. But then again, you need the tier 2 for that. So it got changed to the squad now, most squads, not all. You can see that scout squads do not get a grenade, they are still on the sergeant, but most other squads, including like the assault marines that get the melter, have now the grenade on the squad and not on the leader. This opens up for some neat Doomfire grenade openers, one of which I will show you in the replay after this. Basically, you start off with 100 power, you don't use power for anything but this research, and get all the requisition in as many tactical squads you can field. So you get a lot of Doomfire grenades, which do have a lengthy cooldown, however. So yeah, you can have kind of a grenade spam opener, which is fun. And general balance change for the Salamanders also was that they were already really slow, but they have now more health regeneration, so they are a little beefier, you could say, in that regard. As I said, we will now jump into a replay where I use the tactical squad Doomfire grenade opener. Let's see how well I do. And here on the replay where I play against what was his name again? I think it was his name, Biggie something. I casted a game the other day, which I don't know which will go up first, this one or the guide video. I know his name and yeah, I'm afraid that I have forgot it. He plays the Sea Legion against the Salamanders, and as I said in the guide video as well, I will go for the grenade opener, or how you want to call it. You can also call it a tactical marine spam with grenades. The idea is to get a furnace out, to get 2 scouts out, to get as many tactical marines as you can get, and then the grenades. For this you would want to have a small map, as this is. This is a jungle morning or whatever it's called. It is relatively small distance to your enemy, so your tactical marines are really slow, like really slow. So you want to have a relatively short distance to your opponent to be able to make them work. They also aren't the best in retreating. We will probably see it here once or twice. So here's my first tactical marine squad out. They do not have their grenades yet. I get 2 squads out and then the grenades. I think that's the plan. Yeah, getting my points out up here as well. And now I see already some legionnaires here. More or less happy to fight them here. The scout squad needs to be a little careful, but yeah. You see my micro is completely perfect, and yeah. They will probably die as well. Losing a scout squad this early is like really bad. Got my second tactical squad out and now getting the Doomfire grenades. The research for it is relatively fast. The cooldown on the grenades themselves is not. So the priority in this build is to get squads, not squad members, because every squad gets 1 grenade. So even if the squad only has 1 model, of course you do not want to have a squad with only 1 model, but you know what I'm trying to say here. Low model count, high squad number. You can get up to 4 if you do not lose your scouts, that is. If you use your scouts, you can get 1 more. Now the Doomfire grenades, and you see that these legionnaires do not like what they see. They burn to crisp, and now I can follow through a bit. A lot of legionnaires that these are low, high model count, low HP, which is just perfect for this grenades. But the cooldown is high. I will not be able to use it anytime soon again. And I also need to get my scouts back. So my biggest downside in this position right now on the map is that I have not got my scouts. If I had my scouts, I would have probably got this relic already and would be able to get this one here. He is not slacking. He got grenades. He get grenade launchers. I do not have grenades anymore, so you will see me struggling here a bit. I mean, Salamanders are tough and all, but he's a lot of dudes with lascans and grenade launchers. But here the 3rd squad comes. I even started the 4th one now, so this will help. Boom, and there they go. Another pioneer here, I guess. Yeah. So I think now would be the time to push. The question on this map is what to push. If I push here, I get how should I say? I get flanked in this from this angle. So probably should have gotten here, so I can fight this and defend here as well. But yeah, we will see now my 4th tactical squad, and now also starting to get finally my relic here. Long overdue. And yeah, attacking this point probably wasn't the greatest idea as well, because as you see, I can just get backstabbed here and get not into range. His micro is really good. His stutter stabbing, you could call it, going back out of range. You need to get relatively close to use these grenades. And we see here now the listing post got upgraded as well, so I'm hurting, losing a lot of models here on my retreat, because I need to retreat. I have another squad coming in here, able to fire a grenade. Here I think I would try to stand my ground, but you see my resources is really low. This is part because of the map is so small, and of course that I have lost my scouts, and last but not least I'm having no generator, so I cannot get my listening posts upgraded. So I'm stuck on a really low eco game, just for curiosity. Yeah, he has higher eco a little bit at least, as he's getting this critical point now. I'm getting this critical location here as well. So now finally, after 5 minutes, adding my first generator here. So yeah, I'm now thinking on my way to tier 2. At least that's the idea. Because I see I cannot go through with just grenades here. It was my idea to make a heavy push to at least secure one of these points here, or at least delay it. I delayed the red leg, which is okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I have no real defensive position here. Salamanders do not get turrets. I do not have a forge, so I cannot get thunderfire cannons. I do not have listening posts upgraded, so I'm really open in this sense. And I see him taking down this critical location, so I want to have a word with it. And I also see this Tyranids turret, and Tyranids turret here in this position is really nice. Will hinder me quite a lot. Getting again a lot of Legionnaire kills. The thing is, I cannot follow through, as this Tyranids turret just gets done in the nick of time. I'm in the negative cover, so I need to run away again. Yeah, not a good place to be in. Only have this one scout squad. Have not built a second one. Upgrading this listening post here to have something to fall back on for now. And yeah, other than that, I'm trying to get tier 2 now with a bit more economy, but this is mainly because, or partly because, this map has so little points. So yeah, let's see. I stopped reinforcing to get enough requisition down to upgrade to tier 2 now. Click. And now we'll use the meantime, when I try to get to tier 2, to get probably some upgraded listening posts. I would hope, at least. Yeah, exactly. as if I have played this game. So for now there's nothing much going on here. I will fast forward a bit. I kept this points. I'm trying to get tier 2, run these guys away. Now trying to get this point. Getting a forge for good measure, for some upgrades for my dudes. I will get the bionics and I will get the targeters later on as well. So really expensive ideas here. I have the next listening post upgraded. This one I do not have right now. Getting another plasma generators. I'm not sure if I cancel it or not. I probably should cancel it. But yeah, let's see how it goes. No, I'm following through. So my idea was rhinos. I have these guys with a lot of grenades at their hands, and I do get upgrades for them. I'm getting sergeants as well, getting weapons of the anvil, which is basically targeters. So my only concern is that I cannot get in range of the enemy without getting hit by turrets and grenade launchers. So the idea was, oh, did he dodge the grenade? It looks like it didn't explode, it didn't burn. Why is that? Because it's in water? This would be sick if this would be true. It only burns if you're not in water. Interesting. Notice that one. So I now have my anvil up, and I can get a rhino too. Actually 2 with the 2 I have here, which is really nice. And now I'm starting to get the sergeants up and more models probably as well. So I'm getting more or less all in the terms of the resources I'm spending. I'm getting another fortified position because I see that my requisition income is really bad. Although I have my half of the map and all upgraded listening posts now, it's just such a small map. Getting this critical location will help me a bit. Getting up to 92 with this thing upgraded, I get to 98. Getting now my second rhino and still upgrading those guys, I think. Yeah, with heavy bolters now. Yeah, I can get heavy bolters. I'm tier 2 now. And yeah, having heavy bolter units in rhinos is a really good vanilla thingy to go for. The only thing I probably have now is a little too much power at my hands, but yeah. Trying to get the units into the rhinos now, a little slow on my end, of course. Getting all the stuff. Probably need to get another upgrade here while I'm moving in. I should now click an upgrade here. Right now, I should click here. I can get flamers on these guys, on these units as well, which I probably should do. Getting the requisition income, which is also really nice. And just in the nick of time, I see that he has stormtroopers now as well. I'm throwing a grenade at them. They are not as fragile as your legionnaire counterparts. I kill actually the pioneers at his listen post, so I'm now in his base. Not sure that this is the smartest position and smartest place to be in. I'm getting attacked from multiple angles, so better would be probably behind here, so I have one firing line, or right next to his listening post, so I have something to fight against. Now I'm spread really thin. Don't try this at home. Get in a better position. Get in this position right here, so I could kill his generators one after another, getting units inside of here, and now I see infiltrated stormtroopers, and this is really bad. I do not have any detection here. I will get some skull probes somewhere in the near future, but for now I'm stuck here in no man's land and not be able to focus down anything. He has even the heavy bolters on his fire control bunker, which this is the main part which kills me, to be honest. This and the big old stormtroopers here on this side. I do think I throw a grenade here right into them, or at least I try. But for now I killed some generators, so this was nice on this occasion, but yeah, lost quite a lot of stuff. Better positioning would have helped here a lot to make this push actually work, because now I have infiltrated stormtroopers against me, having a Tyranids turret with the last gun, killing one of my rhinos on the retreat. Lost a hell of a lot of models. I think I will just click tier 3 now out of how do you say that, out of desperation? Yes, out of desperation I clicked tier 3 now. Could have clicked it a lot earlier, so it would be on the way, but now I have some stormtroopers on my way. So what do? I would need to get some skull probes, but do you see me getting skull probes? No. Big mistake. Big mistake. Probably staying in tier 2 a bit, getting skull probes out, getting maybe a Razorback or I don't know, something on the field to fight with. Maybe some more upgrades. I don't know. Would be probably the better choice. I could also go for land speeders and whatnot, and yeah, a lot of options. But yeah, finally, like a minute or so after I found out that he has stormtroopers, I'm now getting the singular skull probe. Yay me! Where I get the infiltration? Of course not. Floating resources again, but I have an idea for tier 3. I want to get the what I call it again, Primaris Aggressors, because they are good. But for now again the grenade didn't go off for whatever reason. Losing all my tactical marines here. Now no way they can survive. No, not enough upgrades, not enough units. Too many legionnaires. And I hope, I can only hope that he is not getting enough units. I get a skull probe infiltration, so they are not getting detected as easily. Yeah, and now getting Primaris Aggressors. And you can witness with me together again another misplay here. Just kind of how should I say, a thing here, what to go for and what not to do. The problem here is where I will deploy these Primaris Aggressors, because I think it would be nice to get my points back and whatnot, so I deploy them in the front here. But there's a whole bunch of infantry, and this is only one squad. What do you think will happen if you deploy a squad at the front of your base with only 3 models against 1 million models of stormtroopers? Put your ideas in the comments. They will just die. I don't have teleporters for those guys, nothing. They just die. one singular squad with 3 models is apparently not enough to kill a whole tide of Steel Legion units. So better would be, as I do now, put them in the back of your base, reinforce them, wait for the second squad, you know, something. I even have a Predator on the way. I get the vehicle cap increase, so I have tier 3 stuff. It would be just nice to have some more stuff from the earlier tiers still alive. So you see the range is okay, so I can get another squad out if I have the resources, of course. Losing all my economy is not helping me a lot. Now have the Predator and want to get some heavy flamers because this is all infantry. There's no need for me to get the Melters units out. Will try to get my second Primaris Aggressor squad out. Will repair this building. Will reinforce these guys before getting the Sergeant. It's the right call. And then later on you want to get the Fragstorm grenade launchers if you have a forge that is. And will I get them out? Will I get them out? I will. Moving a bit forward, having a Predator on the one side, having these Primaris Aggressor squad on the other side is really nice. There's no anti-vehicle for now. Oh, there actually is a missile launcher here. Now you see another problem with these aggressors. They need to stand still to fire. Moving them in like this, you see they have quite a lot of setup time. This looks like 2 full seconds at least. And yeah, my economy is in shambles. But this is my last hooray here, having these Primaris Aggressor squad. But you can see they do still do quite a pack of punch against infantry, but they are not these how should I say, this I win unit again. I lose models. Their models aren't cheap, 50 and 25 power. Have a Predator here, so I killed a lot of Legionnaires. But look at the map. No listening posts here, no listening posts here. Here I have one, and that's it. Have the critical here as well. What is this? This is Lord Commissar Sebastian Jarek, and I did not know that he's a beast like that. He is. Learned this from this game as well. I tried to ignore him because I was like, yeah, I cannot stay here. I need to force some reaction. I need to kill some stuff on his side of the map, but yeah. Only have 2 squads here. They do not have full upgrades. They have full how should I call that? They have full bionics, but not full targeters. So now you see Jarek deploying his shield and going into melee. Yeah, and he will just kill models left and right, and for the most part he will survive, which is... Yeah, look at it! This shield is ridiculous. He can just stay here and buy time for the Steel Legion player. Enough time to get something out to win the game. Of course, we can witness the damage against buildings here from these guys. This is okay. Before the update they would mince it, it would be dead already. I lost the skull probes, so I need to replace them. I hope I will, but we'll see what will happen. Yeah, not my best game, but it just shows what you can do with Salamanders now and what you cannot do anymore. So yeah, I think this will end soonish, so we can then jump to the next faction right after. So I'm here, I have no detection, I still move in my Primaris Aggressors, and they just die. They cannot even set up, they move in and die. So this is the end. No way I can turn this back. So even a Riot Chewbacca is coming in, probably want to throw a Molotov cocktail or two, so yeah. With all these units dying, we will now jump into the next faction overview, faction updates, that will be for the Tyranids. So have fun with Tyranids. And here we are in the Tyranid overview, where we see already two new units. They have got 2 new units. One is the big old Hierophant, which is their tier 1 Titan, I think. Yeah, it requires a critical and a relic and costs 1000 requisition, I think. So it is quite a monster. Colossal crater monster it stays. It's really big. Is a synapse creature and use the spore clouds where it emits spores around. Temporary forces surrounding enemies to fight to get rid of the spores, thus being unable to attack. So it's an AoE stun, you could say. So really nice to have. Little chunky in the movement. You can see here it's yeah, it looks a little chunky when it moves, but it's a cool unit. And one very small unit. So we get one very big unit, one very small unit. The spine gaunts or spine gaunts. They're like gaunts normally. Gaunty. Gaunts. Oh Jesus, I'm not a good I have no idea about units. But yeah, we have the spine gaunts here that are basically very cheap trash unit. They cannot get any special weapons or abilities. They are just cheap. You can spam them and they do, for their cost, good-ish damage as well. So you can use them in melee and ranged. Don't get fooled by these numbers, they are quite good in range as well. And as I said, you can spam them. They only cost 1 pop cap compared to 2, and also benefit from the Gaunt acclimatization. I'm not sure if they get adrenal glands. Let's see if they get. They do not get adrenal glands, which is probably a good thing. So they are very cheap in tier 1 to use, and yeah, do not scale as good. The later tiers, yes, you can get them and then get more units out, and they get a little more health and whatnot. Do they get more health? 2,300. They do, so that's the thing. And lastly, not new units, but new abilities. We have on the Hive Tyrants, you can research wings. It's a research that is hidden behind the more damage research here. And yeah, it's probably because the Tyranids are now available in the campaign add-on. He got these wings. You can hear a little peep here, so this is 1 bug remaining, so it maybe misses a sound for when it jumps. Here, and lastly, you see here there is something underground. It is the Trigon. The Trigon now can also burrow and unburrow like the Ravenous can. So this is a nice little detail, because the jumping ability, the teleport ability always were him burrowing underground. So this is nice little detail which I like a lot on this unit. And there's not only new units, there's also a hell of a lot of balance adjustments. Where do I start? I start with the Ravenous. Ravenous were the bane of any, how should I say, anyone facing them. They dealt so much damage against, I don't know, everything, but against buildings in particular. This got patched. They now have only damage against infantry and heavy infantry. They do really good, and against buildings they do really not good, you could say. They have otherwise not been touched in terms of health, damage, and whatnot. I think the Devourer and the Despoter got, in general, changed a bit. The Devourer was very, very good before, was too good. I got reduced in effectiveness overall, and the Despoter is more of a AoE flamer kind of, so it's more good against morale and splattered volatile fluids on contact, so it's an AoE damage. I think it has the issue that you don't always see the projectile, so there will be some work done, I am sure. Another thing is that the Homogons, they started normally with their leap right away in tier 1, which is quite the bummer, because they would just knock down anything they would see. This is now hidden behind the one thing I just researched, the adrenal glands upgrade. If they have the adrenal glands, they can now jump at the enemy. One remnant for that is their really high squad cost, but I have it on my list for things to adjust, so they will get a little lower on the squad cost, and then will get later better with the upgrades. Speaking of adjustments, again, we have now the spore clusters. This is things you get from your spore chimney. In the previous version you get like 3 or 5 in one chimney, so now you can only get 1 and need to wait until another one, so it's 2. But you can also still, if you have it, how should I say, on Overwatch on multiple spore clusters, you can get multiple units out. But how should I say, you get basically 1 plus 1 times X, and X is the number of spore chimneys if you have them on Overwatch. So you can still quite how should I say, spam them in a sense, but the building time in general got increased and the cost as well. So they got reduced in effectiveness in that way. Following up, we have the Lictor. The Lictor was an oppressive tier 1 infiltrated commander hunter decapper unit, which was really good. It is still good, but then it starts not infiltrated. So you need to get not only one upgrade, you need to get the second upgrade for it to get infiltrated. So this is a balance adjustment in that sense. And lastly, we have the Gene Stealers, which turned absolute mental in tier 3 when you get their sizing talents. The sizing talents they are still very good against most of the stuff, but their damage got reduced if I'm not mistaken. So you see a lot of adjustments balance wise. This is probably not all, because I tend to forget stuff as well. So you might want to look at the changelog for the 6.9 releases, which to be honest aren't complete as well, because it was so much done behind the scenes. So yeah, don't get fooled that is just a small update for some of the existing factions. It was a big update all around. So we will finish this guide with a last replay. I did play against, and I need to remember again, I think it was against Necrotactica / Dimdol, but I'm not sure. Again, we will see in the replay in a second. And here we are in the Tyranid game where I play against Necrotactica, aka Dimdol, playing Imperial Fists versus my Tyranids on Blood River Remastered. The build I will use here is the Spine Gaunt spam. So you want to get 2 Gene Stealers into your Brood Lord, because you want to have a Cinemas creature out, of course, getting your Gaunty Brood Hive on the field as soon as possible. Get it next to a strategic point, because you want to get the first Spine God to cap this point. So you have 3 quick coin, let's say all the 4 points in the base relatively quickly, starting to get a Brood Lord out now. And yeah, you get, I think, 5 Spine Gods, 5 or 4, and then you have enough influence to get the Gaunt Acclimatization, which you want to get. A Spoke Chimneys up, of course, as well. This is not the only Tyranid game I played. I played another one against Dimdol as well. I tried to use Raveners and completely lost them all. Won the game in the end as well, still, but yeah. I wanted to show this one. I also played another one later against Blue Dude, where I got Lictor opener, so like a really low eco, high eco game, only a few units in tier 1 and try to get a fast tier 2 out. I will probably cast this one, so you will have some Tyranid stuff to watch. So now I have the Broodlord out and 1 Spine Gaunt, getting 1, 2, 4 Spine Gaunts it is, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now will I get the upgrade? It needs 10, I think. Oh, I got the Spoke Chimney first, which is probably the right choice. Now I have the Broodlord and have a lot of Spine Gaunts here. I will get the upgrade hopefully soonish. Come on, Max, do it. There it goes. Increases health, damage and speed for all Gaunts. So yeah, there you have it. Like a lot of Gaunts coming out, and now I start to reinforce them. Before I was like not reinforcing them because I wanted to have enough requisition to get all my Spoke Chimneys out and get this upgrade. And now it's the time where you start to reinforce your 4 Gaunts. I see this turret and say, yeah, I can focus it down. So yeah, Dimdol does the right here and getting a turret in a very good position. This defends this listening post, and his base. Basically smack bang in the middle of all his listening posts. The Flamer of the Tech Marine is helping out quite a lot. And you see I use the Spine Gaunts in range. They do not suck in melee, but range damage in general is better for dealing damage in Dawn of War in general. And now I'm focused on this heavy bolter turret, which is just so tanky for the Imperial Fist, so it will need to yeah, I need to attack with all my units. Getting a lot of reclamation pools. I think you want to get with this to be able to reinforce all your stuff, and getting maybe another spore chimney or two. You want to have like 4 or 5 reclamation pool with this build before you even think about attacking up. But all the influence you see me here over 10 needs to be put directly into reclamation pools. So you see I'm a little late on this one. They have quite a lengthy build time, but yeah, you want to get them up as early as you can get. I think you will also get a little requisition gift, I think it's called, in the engine for finishing them. You will at least get a requisition gift for the spore chimneys when you finish them, which is nice. Yeah, and after that I'm just standing here avoiding these turrets. So here I spend a lot of resources in turrets, and I try to stay back and be not there to kill them. My Brute Lord got a little out of position, so one squad lost morale, but I'm here, I'm back again. And there's another turret, because why not? And I do the most sensible things to avoid these turrets for now. Just a hell of a lot of guns. Yeah, try to micro them a bit, but as I said, they are also... Oh, this guy got just eaten, have you seen it? Holy shit. But they aren't like really bad in melee, so you can stick them in melee as well. Just micro your Brute Lord. The Brute Lord is not allowed to die. If your Brute Lord dies, your whole guns need to run away because their morale will break. So make sure I even have it on a passive stance here, just providing his synapse here, and you can use him in melee, but yeah, be cautious with him. I think, yeah, I'm on my way to tier 2, and I think here will be another turret. So I try to find a position where there's no turret. So you see the damage overall is like, from one unit it's like minor to nothing, but if you have enough, you will deal damage. So this is the Tyranid way, I guess. In the position of this turret, so I need to pull back again. So pulling your units out of the turrets here is the biggest problem. Trying to focus down this Tech Marine, and I think I will be able to, using a lot of nits in the meantime, but yeah, that's okay. Yeah, cheap. And now I am halfway to tier 3. Probably need to build 1 or 2 more reclamation pools though. So this turret will go up eventually. So what is a good follow-up, especially against this fortified position of the Imperial Fists? I tell you, artillery units, because then you can outrange the turrets. So my idea is to get the Xeno type Brute Womp, getting some more reclamation pools as well. And now I will get either this upgrade, but no, I get there you see it, this Xeno type Brute Womp. Why I position it here and not in the back? You can position your buildings in the back, but what I like to do with these buildings is to put them somewhere strategic, like not like in the face of the enemy base, of course, but like in this position they can provide a synapse aura around him, and this yellow jazz around here is the toxic miasma. Sorry, reducing the damage output of enemy troops as well as their speed. So having another building that can provide synapse and toxic miasma is really good. I even get a Brute Hive here as well. Do I get something from it now? I don't think so, but my idea was that I want to get a Lictor for spotting, I guess. Yeah, because you want to have something to spot, and the Lictor has very, very good sight range, especially if you get the upgrades. If you have the 3rd upgrade and put the Lictor in the middle, that range is almost half of the map. I'm now getting also some, you can see it here, I'm getting some spore mines, trying to be a nuisance here. So I'm getting better, I'm starting to use spore mines. How do you like that? Getting the Gaunt acclimatization 2 to get even more models and more health and more damage. And you can see here the range damage reduction from the siege range is so good. He will not die. Even here now the Biowars will probably start to fire at them, I hope. Yeah. Inaccurate, or yeah, just not good enough. this still the first one? Yeah, I need to get the second one as well. So they get infiltrated. Not that the infiltration will work well against the turrets, but still. Having now 2 bio-walls out. There's the bio-acid spore mine, which is a good anti-building. Also okay-ish anti-vehicle. First Lictor upgrade up, getting now a Lictor out, and now I can focus down these vehicles, these buildings. I will get the upgrade for them eventually, so they can get another model. Yeah, and this is now the attack that begins. More heavy bolter turrets will not save you. Not the Lictor here, I need to get the Lictor upgrade at some point, having now the Xenotype upgrade going for my bio-wars, getting more economy to field all these units. Yeah. What is he calling in here? I think it is just a ST, what is it called? A Thunderfire cannon, but yeah, the Thunderfire cannon on its own. Yeah, we see the anti-vehicle damage is okay. It's not the greatest. Good enough. Do I get tier 3 already? No, I get Genestyle acclimatization for my Brood Lord actually. But what I can also do, which would be the more sensible thing, would be to get the Hive Tyrant out, which is also a Synapse creature. Yeah, but more or less this is the game, because he is still in tier 1 and I am in tier 2. I have Lictors that can decap strategic points. I have still the Spine Gaunts as a meat shield, but they will get better with the Gaunt upgrade, funnily enough. So, at least something. What do I get here actually? I upgraded it again because I have so much acquisition floating around. Yeah, you see here this bio-wars doing a really good job. I have now 3 models on them. They are limited to 2, but yeah. Decapping this now. Yeah, and this is mostly it. I can focus down the siege generator. I have now the infiltrated Lictors here to get some vision support, and I will probably add the, yeah, there's the Hive Tyrant on the way. I could get a, and should maybe get a Tyranid, how is it called again? For the Carnifex chamber, what is called, I would need that as well. But yeah, the game is won at this part, so I will finish the guide probably here with the Siege Dreadnought, getting a few kills. I will finish this guide here. So if I have forgotten some updates for the factions, if you have something else to add, please tell me. In the meantime, please tell me in the comments. If you like this guide series, please consider a subscription of my channel. I'm sorry for this guide that I have a little sickness going on with my voice and sneezing one at a time sometimes here, so really sorry about that, but I want to get the content going, so yeah, there you have it. Other than that, I would say as the usual, thanks for watching guys, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!